There's a new twist in the Saif Ali Khan stabbing case, and this time it's the politicians who are turning the knife in, literally and metaphorically. Maharashtra Minister Nitish Rane has made a shocking statement, one in which he has effectively insinuated that Saif Ali Khan has lied about being stabbed. I'm Barkha, you're with the Mojo story. The Saif Ali Khan stabbing has raised multiple questions. There are indeed many unanswered questions, mystifying questions. But now politics has entered the game. Maharashtra Minister Nitish Rane, at a public address, has spoken about how he thinks that Saif Ali Khan may have been acting and wasn't really stabbed. He's also pointed a finger at the opposition, whom he says cares only when the Khans are under attack and how they never speak up when a quote-unquote Hindu actor gets attacked. Nitish Rane invoked the Sushant Singh Rajput case. He also referred to Bangladeshi infiltrators. Remember, there's a Bangladeshi national who's the key suspect, according to the Mumbai police, in the Saif Ali Khan stabbing. There you see images of that suspect. But Nitish Rane used the word garbage when talking about Saif Ali Khan in the context of a broom coming to sweep away garbage. In the meantime, property owned by the Khans is also under the scanner. There are reports that 15,000 crores worth of ancestral property could be acquired by the government under the Enemy Property Act. Sanjay Nirupam of the Shiv Sena has also added his voice. It isn't just Mr. Rane alone, but the BJP's Shaina NC has defended the couple, making it seem as if there is a political divide in the Maharashtra alliance. Politics aside, there are several unanswered questions, including where were the night watchmen when the suspect was leaving the building after a bloody scuffle involving a knife? That is only one of the key questions that is emerging from this mystery. Let me introduce our guest today as we look at the never-ending saga that has become the Saif Ali Khan stabbing. Veteran IPS officer Meeran Borwankar is with us. Good to see you, ma'am. Welcome to the program. Also joining us is Anish. I want to welcome Anish to the program. Anish Gawande of the NCP, the Sharad Pawar faction. If you could please complete that designation on the screen. Also joining us is Dilip Cherian, well-known image guru and brand guru. Good to see you, Dilip, as always. And also joining us is Rajiv G. Rajiv, of course, is a lawyer and a BJP leader. Rajiv Pandey, welcome to the program. And also joining us is PK Jain. Mr. Jain is a veteran IPS officer on the move, but I hope his signal will remain connected and we'll be able to speak with him. Let me actually start by playing out what Mr. Rane actually said. It is pretty shocking and it will help us frame the conversation. Let's take a look.
बघा त्या बांगलादेश पहिले काय करतात त्या मुंबईमध्ये त्या सैफ अली खानच्या घरात घुसले म्हणजे नालायक बघा किती आहेत पहिलं फक्त नाक्यावर उभं राहायचे आता घरात घुसायला लागलेले आहेत कदाचित त्याला घेऊन जायला आले असतील हे घाण लेकी जाऊ मारत जायला तो एवढा तो असा बाहेरून चालत होता मलाच संशय राहिला का घरात चाकू मारला की ह्यांनी कुठेतरी असंच ऍक्टिंग करून बाहेर निघाला असं टुन करून असतंय ते पण आजूबाजूला बघा जेव्हा कुठल्या खानवर त्रास होतो कुठला शाहरुख खान असेल सैफ अली खान असेल बघा सगळे कसे टिवटिव करायला लागतात पण कुठल्या हिंदू कलाकारावर कुठल्या त्या सुशांत सिंग राजपूतवर काय झालं तो तुझा मुंबराच्या जितो नाही आला बिळाच्या बाहेर ही तुमच्या बारामतीची ताई नाही आली तेव्हा बाहेर तिला बरोबर सैफ अली खानचीच चिंता आहे शाहरुख खानच्या मुलाचीच चिंता आहे नवाब मलिकचीच चिंता आहे कधी कुठल्या हिंदू कलाकाराची चिंता करताना ऐकले या गोष्टीवर तुम्ही लक्ष घाला.
Has the opposition ever shown concern about Hindu actors who are under threat? You had the invocation also of the Sushant Singh Rajput case. And before I come to the panel, I want to also play out for you Sanjay Nirupam. Sanjay Nirupam belongs to the Shiv Sena. It isn't only Mr. Rane who is raising these questions. Take a look.
डॉक्टरों ने यह भी बताया कि 6 घंटे तक ऑपरेशन चला और उसके बाद ऑटो वाले ने बताया कि लहूलुहान अवस्था में ये स्ट्रेचर पर टांग करके पहुंचाए गए थे हॉस्पिटल में। उसके बाद वो इलाज इतना बढ़िया था, या मैं कह सकता हूं कि मेडिकल सेक्टर इतना तरक्की कर गया है कि 4 दिन बाद मैं देखता हूं कि सैफ अली खान साहब एकदम उछलते कुत्ते अपने घर लौट आते हैं। डॉक्टरों ने कहा कि उनके पीठ में 2.5 इंच तक चाकू घुस गया था और टूट गया था अंदर। अब उसको 6 घंटे ऑपरेट करके चाकू निकाला गया। तो जब डॉक्टरों से मैं पूछना चाहता हूं कि क्या यह संभव है कि जिस व्यक्ति का ऑपरेशन 6 घंटे तक 4 दिन पहले चला हो, वो व्यक्ति 4 दिन के अंदर इतना एक हेल्दी स्वरूप में बाहर निकल जाएगा? ये संभव है क्या? इतना फास्ट रिकवरी हो सकती है क्या? हम लोग अज्ञानी लोग हैं, हमको मेडिकल सेक्टर की जानकारी नहीं है, लेकिन निश्चित तौर पर मेडिकल सेक्टर के लोगों को बताना चाहिए।
Okay, let's open this up now for first comments. Rajiv Pandey, I have to start with you. Do you support what your colleagues in the Shiv Sena and your own party are saying? One is a minister, one is a high-profile leader. They're both in your alliance. I know some people in the BJP, like Shaina NC, are saying we don't agree. आप सहमत है? नहीं सहमत? What do you think?
Barkha ji, first of all, I would like to correct you that Shaina NC is not in BJP. She's in Shiv Sena.
I'm sorry. I lost track of how many times you all changed parties, so मैं भूल गई for a moment.
No,
I'm sorry. I stand corrected.
I
stand corrected.
She has not changed party too much. She has gone from BJP.
I know.
Don't compare
my apologies.
Flip-flop walas. I have a
My
high regard
apologies.
for Shaina ji.
Same here. My apologies.
I'll tell you, Barkha ji, first of all, I'm happy that I think I'm second time I'm coming on your show on this subject.
Yes.
If you can recall on that day, that in this country, such a loose tongue people have that they started talking about there's some strategy, this is a hate crime, this is that, what kind of pathetic statements by so-called secular people and secular parties. On that show, on your show, I said, let Mumbai police investigate. We have highest regard for Mumbai and Maharashtra police. They have kept us safe. I have highest regard for Mumbai police because they have cleaned up Mumbai, and the way we used to see that what kind of things were happening in Mumbai when some third-rated gangsters were running Mumbai from Dubai and all, I don't know what kind of people. So what I'm saying today, Mumbai is a much better place than it was under Congress rule when some gang leaders were directly talking to the CM or Deputy CM or whatever it is. So that is the first point I wanted to correct because this connects with that. On that day, one very senior IPS officer also said, this may be a hate crime. What kind of IPS officer he was when he was such a senior person? I know him personally. What kind of, he is saying it can be a hate crime. But the hate crime, you will go and attack Saif Ali Khan. So let's not go into that debate. Now you are coming to this. You know, in the whole country, it is only one set of people like us. When we talk about the safety and security and what kind of people are importing voters. In Mumbai, 1995, there was a statement that more than 20 lakhs illegal settlers are there across the railway line.
But Rajiv ji, before we come to the Bangladeshi question, and I'm happy to discuss it, you have not told me, do you agree with Nitish Rane's statement?
First of all,
एक minute, let me just add one line. He is implying कि Saif Ali Khan acting कर रहे थे. Opposition की बात 2 मिनट छोड़िए. मैं बोल रही हूँ, he is implying, he's a minister in the Maharashtra government, he is implying that Saif Ali Khan was not stabbed, he was acting. Point one. When he says that, he uses the word garbage in a colloquial way. वो कहते हैं झाड़ू, I don't understand मराठी, लेकिन जो मुझे समझ आए कि झाड़ू लेके कोई फिर वो जो गार्बेज होता है उसको स्वीप अवे कर दिया बांग्लादेशी ने. But when he implies that Saif Ali Khan is acting, is he not insulting the Mumbai police? Is he not also saying that the Mumbai police is lying?
Barkha ji, what is my suggestion? Nitish Rane ji is a minister and he has made a statement. You have already done his statement. I go by the theory given by the Mumbai police after due investigation and put before a court.
So you don't agree with Mr. Rane? You believe the Mumbai police?
Don't. I'm a lawyer. Nobody can put any words in my mouth, Barkha.
I'm asking you.
Well.
With humility, I'm asking you.
Saying, I go by this. Nitish Rane ji may be having some extra information, which I do not have. I have my information, which is in the public domain, which is put by the Mumbai police after investigation. One person is already, one illegal Bangladeshi criminal is already, which is abundant, more than 3-4 crores in India. So one is caught. I am happy only one thing, ma'am. I am happy that this now has come into debate, that these are the threat to the society, to the humanity, to the nation, to the Mumbai city. So I'm happy. As far as Nitish Rane's statement is concerned, a person can have thought process, ma'am. I do not know, I am not a medical professional that I can, in 6 days, somebody can become such fit or not. What I'm trying to say, Nitish Rane ji is saying he is finding, like, and Sanjay Nirupam ji also has said. Saina NC ji is saying, another Shiv Sena leader, no, it is not like that. So these are personal information and personal belief. We are not here to discuss personal information and personal belief. All three leaders have talked about their belief.
But
What we are discussing,
has Mr. Rane embarrassed the BJP? Because he seems to be the version of the Mumbai police.
We are a democratic people. People have thought. They can express their thought. We are not from Indira Gandhi family that, no, you cannot. I will put emergency. I'll put Barkha in jail. Put 2 years. In my party, I have my opinion. Here right now I am talking. I am a lawyer. I am a BJP member. I am a spokesperson of Maharashtra. I am national media. Here what I am talking, that is party is a stand. If individually you talk to me, Barkha over phone, then I can give my personal opinion that what is happening in Mumbai. That's all.
So you go by the Mumbai police. You go by the version of the Mumbai police, and I stand corrected once again on Shaina NC. Her defense of the couple is a Shiv Sena leader, but Sanjay Nirupam, as another Shiv Sena leader, has certainly raised questions. Anish, what is your perspective? Rajiv ji says he goes by the Mumbai police. What do you say?
You know, the unfortunate reality is that this has become a 9 p.m. prime time slugfest over the past week. Now, the same BJP that made a big UN cry about illegal Bangladeshi migration and ran that story for 2 days is now saying that Saif Ali Khan was never stabbed. So, unfortunately, people like
But
Nitish
Rajiv
Rane,
Pandey is saying that the BJP isn't saying that. Only Mr. Rane is
well,
saying it.
well, the BJP has gotten very used to saying that this is not our point of view and only Nitish Rane is, right? Because when he said masjidon mein jaakar chun chun ke marenge, that's the same time the BJP said it's the Nitish Rane's view, not ours. So it's a very convenient thing to say that a minister in your government, a person whose father is an MP at the central level and someone who has been an MLA in your party for so long has nothing to do with the party stand, right? So unfortunately, Nitish Rane is given a free rein for inciting such debates across national television. And I think we don't need to deign some of his comments with a response. I mean, in that same speech, if you followed the Marathi, he said, I was almost glad to see that they'd taken Saif Ali Khan away, which is, again, insinuating a lot of his own personal prejudice towards certain communities. He's made direct personal remarks on Supriya Tai and Jitendra Ahad, saying, why don't they come out and speak when they have spoken out multiple times on Hindus in Bangladesh? So all this set aside, I think the real issue over here is that today in Maharashtra, for the first time, you have a government behaving like the opposition after a mandate this size. You know, Barkha, I'm not saying that these crimes can't happen. You know, I'm a reasonable man. Like, you're in a mega city, crimes happen. But the response to the crimes has been dog whistling, has been accusing the opposition of keeping Mumbai unsafe. We were in power 10 years ago, and then for a brief period in the middle. The opposition is being targeted at a time when the Mumbai police has a shortage of 14,000 people and contract employees are going to be employed in the Mumbai police, a tarnishing of the police force for the first time in its history. So the reality is you're not seeing any tangible action. The chief minister, who is a man I respect very, very seriously, is someone I had expected to come out as home minister to say, here are the direct steps we've taken. And you covered this as a journalist. When something like this happens, you hear, we're going to have so many extra police personnel. We're going to put in place these measures. These are things that we will do to sort of counter crime as a whole. And let's not forget, and I've said this on your show before as well, that it's not just about Saif Ali Khan being stabbed.
Anish, Mr. Rane's statement may be a shocker, but do you believe or are you mystified like Sanjay Nirupam was? And if we can please play those shots. You see, it's the images of Saif Ali Khan coming home, looking, you know, bless him, fit as a fiddle, as they say, that actually got tongues wagging. Ye kaise hua? That's what Nirupam confined his remarks to saying, how did he recover so quickly? Mr. Rane's statements are really inflammatory. They basically implied he staged the whole thing, right? And says a whole lot of other inflammatory things. Do you believe that there are unanswered questions? As an opposition leader, do you
Barkha,
believe there are unanswered
listen,
questions?
I'm not a doctor. I have to trust the Mumbai police on this, and I have to trust due process. And my role
Okay.
over here is to continue questioning, right? Just as we did for
Yeah.
the murder of a Sarpanch in Beed, just as we did for a custodial death in Parvani, just as we did recently for the encounter killing in Badlapur, which was found to be a fake encounter by the High Court. So all of these are
Okay.
questions that keep piling up. The reality will come to the forefront in a few days, but to speculate is not really within my mandate right now.
Before I go to Ms. Borwankar and Dilip Cherry and Rajiv, you had a brief interjection, and I would like you to specifically respond to Anisha's point that it's very convenient for you as a BJP leader to distance yourself from Mr. Rane. He's, we could have ignored him if he were not a minister in the government. We could have said, chalo, unka personal opinion hai. But when he speaks as a state minister, you have to assume he's speaking on behalf of the government, the state government.
Barkha ji, first of all, what NCP is talking, the safety, you will have to go by the crime record. It is much better than the earlier period of 15 years of rule. Except Baba Siddiqui, I think on that day also said, in which there is a crime syndicate. There are two types of crime. Individual crime, there is a very senior officer is in this panel. I think she can better address on that subject. So now Saif Ali Khan incident, it is like a dacoity or burglary or theft, I don't know, that has happened. But the kind of politics opposition is trying to do, it will not help. It will not help them. I am accepting that the crime syndicate has struck Mumbai in Baba Siddiqui case as well as in the firing case of Salman Khan. Now you see, in Baba Siddiqui case, Mumbai police has done such a splendid work. More than 34 people were arrested across the country and charge seated. Same case in Salman Khan. What they want, yes, ma'am.
No, I'm asking you again, has Mr. Rane embarrassed the party and the government?
I'll tell you, this I'm trying to explain you. I see something and some opinion comes in my mind. Home Minister is Honorable CM Devendra Fadnavis ji. As an individual, Barkha ji looks at a story, just one line. You see a story, like 9/11 attack on Twin Towers, you find there are some people think there is a conspiracy theory, and some people think that it is not a conspiracy theory, whatever looks. So let's not go by that. What I am suggesting, there is a due process of investigation, and Mumbai police is a very competent force. If they have made fake, because suppose just I am on the face of it, I am saying something. If Rane Sahab is correct, then there will be some investigation that whether some report is right or wrong. Let's not go into that debate. Mumbai police is competent. All truth will come out. And I salute Mumbai police, the way they have investigated and charged it in the case of Baba Siddiqui.
Okay, at the very least, you are contradicting Mr. Rane and saying that's his personal opinion, and you are saluting the Mumbai police. I want to bring in now Miran and Dilip, who've been waiting very patiently. Ms. Borwankar, are there questions that you think the Mumbai police needs to address more frontally? The politics is unfolding. It's unfolding on one side. But there are other questions. There are media channels. We are not doing that, but there are media channels who have said that the man arrested is not the man on the CCTV, right? There are shows running on even sort of, on channels that are otherwise sort of considered close or friendly with the Maharashtra government. They are saying that this man is different. I'm not a forensic expert. I'm going to believe the police. Unless proven otherwise, I'm just saying the police has done a press conference. They are saying this is the man. I believe the police. But I have some other questions. Where was the night watchman? मैं first day से पूछ रही हूँ, not when the guy entered, but a guy has a scuffle with a man with a knife. Then the CCTV shows you वो चल के जा रहा है. Look at how he's not seeming particularly panicked to me. There is no sign of blood or strain on him. He's seeming pretty calm there. He's just sauntering out. Question 1. Question 2, a third part of the knife is now found near some lake, right? So this guy has time to go and dispose of part of his weapon, but he's caught 72 hours later. Third question, when he's leaving, where is the security at the gate? I have all of these very basic questions. I don't know what you think, ma'am.
So, first, people coming to a conclusion, watching TV channels and the CCTV purview of the accused running away, not tallying with his actual face, which is coming in media. I think, CCTVs have different angles. And I don't think that when he's running away, I see fear in his eyes. I don't know how you are saying
Okay.
he's. Um,
You
just
you do
laying
see
the
fear.
thing out.
You have the trained eye. I'll defer to you. You have the trained eye.
Yeah, I see fear in his eyes. And your second point about third point, I
The
think
night
second will come later.
night watchman kahan tha?
So this will emerge during police investigation. But one thing I want to emphasize is that truth is stranger than fiction. We expect things will happen in a certain way, but many times they don't happen. I like to cite a case which we investigated where 9 crores worth of jewelry was robbed from a showroom of Alucas. And mind you, having 9 crores worth of jewelry, the accused had traveled from Hyderabad to Mumbai in a luxury bus, but within Mumbai in an auto rickshaw. Now, you would ask me, if you have 9 crores worth of jewelry, why would you take an auto rickshaw? But these things happen. How an accused will behave in a particular way and where he would leave the knife, why he left it there, I think let's not question that. I agree that Mumbai police, one of your panelists, Mumbai police is one of the most professional police, and we perform better if media and politicians stay away from us. You let us work. After all these injuries which are being discussed, and that we believe police is talking of these injuries, is police read with doctors. So medical opinion, the medical certificate is being endorsed by police. It's not police
Yeah.
alone saying, okay, he had these injuries. And
Correct.
finding that particular part of the knife is a very good piece of evidence, because again, we will take forensic opinion now. It's not that any piece which is found we are bringing here, whether it is from the same knife which was used. So please let us alone. Please let the Mumbai police officers investigate properly, because they are the best.
Okay, that's a strong defense of the police, and neither Rajiv nor Anish, to be fair, have questioned the police. Both have at least been united on that front. And I have to add my chorus that I see no reason right now to question the police. There may be other questions that mystify us, but Dilip, you have not been very convinced from the first day. You have found certain accounts that have come in the media to be filmy, to which Miran Borwankar says truth is sometimes stranger than fiction, truth is sometimes more dramatic than films. What is leaping out at you after this Nitish Rane, Sanjay Nirupam statement? Are they to be dismissed as motor mouths of their parties, not to be taken seriously, not reflecting the mainstream of their party opinion, or is there more going on than meets the eye? People are joining the dots with the property dispute that the family has or may soon have with the courts. What are you picking up?
I don't think the property dispute has anything to do with this matter. That's one. Let's get rid of that. Second, I think we must stand and salute these brilliant politicians whose knowledge and opinion, personal opinion about medical matters is so sweeping that Mr. Gray must be going even grayer, because I can't understand what requires them to stand up and comment on this. Either they should come out and say, in my opinion, the police has joined hands with the medical profession to talk about the injuries, or recognize that today we are living in a world of enormously advanced medical capabilities to tackle injuries of the kind that have been described by the doctors from various hospitals. So that's one. Let's put that to rest. The questions that you have raised about, lack of response from other people in the building, security guards and things, are, I think, where the police investigation will eventually uncover what actually happened on that night. What was going on, where were the security guards, and also at some stage, I'm sure that the brilliance of the Bollywood reporters will indicate to us why were there no personal security guards of the Khans on the premises. When you have 5 or 6 nanny come household help, where is that one guard who was missing, either for the building or for the family itself? And the whole traveling by 3-wheeler, all of that, meaning wonders never cease, as our senior police officer has said, and I will not cease to be amazed by all of this. But the fact is that we are talking about a lot of speculative stuff at the moment, and most of it, the politicians' voices are unfortunately rather skewed and seem to be wanting to raise issues which are not basic to this event itself. And I think that we can't take crime stories with a bunch of politics attached.
Yeah, but that's what's happening, and that's a very important point. But I do want to ask both you and Miran Borwankar, before I go back to the politicians, what for you is the most perplexing question that you feel has not been answered yet? Dilip, and same question to Ms. Borwankar.
I'll wait for Ms. Borwankar's answer, but for me, the question that was bizarre was, if the initial reports are correct, what made this break-in thief ask for 1 crore in cash? I'm still shocked, unless somebody from inside the house had told him that, look, there is money lying around, ask for it as your ransom or whatever it is, and threaten the child. But other than that, I can't understand where, I haven't so far heard of thieves throw sums of money and that being reported in the first reports which came out.
Right. So how does a break-in thief, who, by the way, according to the Mumbai police, Ms. Borwankar, this was his first recorded crime in India. We don't know what his story is in Bangladesh. Come in, know, how does he know that there might be 1 crore in cash to ask for? Sorry, Rajivji, are you wanted to come in with an interjection before I go to Ms. Borwankar? Rajivji?
Only one line. It's second
Yeah.
crime. First crime, that criminal entered India without having valid documents.
Fair enough. That in itself, of course, is an illegality. But Ms. Borwankar, what for you is the most perplexing unanswered question? I will add my question to Dilip, that there is a certain audacity in this crime, right? You're entering the house of a very well-known cine star. You are not from Mumbai. According to the police, you've been there 4-5 months. There is some story that he entered before, did a recce, took a juta, but that story, I don't know, the police has not personally elaborated on that story. That's only been reported in the media. He enters, he knows exactly where to go. He knows his way about the building. He seems to know that there might be 1 crore in cash, or is he just taking a chance? But then according to Kareena Kapoor's reported police statement, he goes away without stealing anything. He has a chance to take jewelry, but he doesn't take the jewelry. It's very confusing.
Not confused, because I have seen this really happens. The single person entering a place and then being confronted by the resident of that place, he also gets nonplussed. He asks for money thinking, oh, this is a rich house, and he's already been told that this whole building belongs to very rich people. So he takes his chance. Because he has a knife in his hand, he asks for 1 CR, then he's confronted, the person he's attacked, he's bleeding, and then he runs away. This all can happen, but my hunch as a police officer is that he has previous criminal record. Otherwise, the way he has made entry into the house, the way he has exited from the house, I don't think he's a first-time criminal. That's my very strong hunch.
Exactly,
yes,
because he seems there's an audacity. There's an audacity in the action.
So he is, for what I feel, he's a habitual criminal. And what has puzzled me is that Khans, why they should not have their own personal security. Even if the building was lax and they did not employ professional guards, Khans, as a family, why they did not have any personal security, that I found strange.
And are you also surprised by the fact that there's an auto, Dilip reference this, and then I'll just come to Rajiv and Anish, the auto rickshaw account, right? We don't know yet why the doctor says Saif Ali Khan came in with his young child. The other reports suggest that Ibrahim, the older son, took him to hospital. The auto rickshaw guy said do log the. But maybe he wanted his child to have a medical checkup. This is Saif Ali Khan with the auto rickshaw driver who took him to hospital. So this story is certainly corroborated, but we don't know why he took this auto rickshaw. I mean, I can assume maybe a driver was not available. Maybe nobody else knew how to drive. I don't know.
Please go ahead,
Sorry,
Meera. Please go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, Dilip. No, Dilip, you want to add to that, Dilip?
I just wanted to add that, even in substantially less hospitable Delhi, if there is chaos in a house and somebody has come out bleeding, the worst neighbor will take you to hospital. And I think that in Mumbai, the houses are more close by. There are many residents to the building. Even if the Khans were not having guards, there would be guards either in the next door house or the same house itself. There'd be some driver, because also don't forget that by Bollywood standards in Bandra, 2 o'clock is not that late in the night. So there would have been somebody or the other, and certainly Saif Ali Khan would not have to take an auto rickshaw with a child and whosoever the adult who accompanied him.
Yeah. Let's come back to the politicians. Anish, you say that you go by the police version. In which case, what do you, what would you be looking for to happen next in the case in terms of more transparent communication? Maybe Saif Ali Khan himself will or should come out and say this is what happened, because we don't have the family's own account on record, at least for the public. I'm sure they've spoken to the police, of course.
So I think the police investigation needs to take its own time and conclude the way it does, right? But I want to bring up two very important points here. Now, the first is that in a city like Mumbai, we have grown used to a sense of security that allows us to lead fairly carefree lives. As someone who now has moved to Delhi after living in Mumbai my whole life, I see the additional layers of security that people have here. And that's not a city I imagine for myself, right? When I go back to Mumbai. So I think we have to ask that difficult question. What kept Mumbai safe? Is Mumbai the safest city in the country? Of course it is. But are we waiting for Mumbai to become unsafe? Right? So what are the ways in which these attacks can be prevented? Now, one of the things that has also come through in this is that this was a crime of desperation, right? You don't.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by crime? What do you mean by that?
Right? Can you imagine somebody who would have come into a house with just a knife to the house of a Bollywood actor to take a 1 crore bribe? You wouldn't come in with a knife, right? This was clearly somebody who did not think very hard or was doing this out of a sense of desperation. And this is where I think the political discourse, unfortunately, and I've spoken out against this, even though it's not particularly palatable politically, has gone bonkers. I mean, this whole thing about all illegal Bangladeshi immigrants are criminals, that all people who come from Bangladesh deserve to be sort of prosecuted as if they're capable of committing first-degree murder. We've got an incredibly volatile country on our border. This problem is not going to end today. I, in fact, don't blame the Home Minister. I think a lot of my colleagues in the Mahavikas Aghadi have blamed the Home Minister and said, how could they enter, etc., etc. I mean, we have a porous border with Bangladesh, which is staring not only at a political crisis, but a climate crisis in the near future. So a sensible government today will be asking the difficult questions. What do you do with immigration? What do you do when people are coming into your country? How do you keep your streets safer? This dog whistling is going to get us nowhere, and this circus that is playing out in front of you with a Sanjay Nirupam on one side and a Nitish Rane on the other is a joke. I mean, we should be laughing at ourselves at this point.
I will let Rajiv ji respond to that, but I have one question from Miran Gunvankar on this, because you said you think he has a previous record. Anish said he thinks it's a crime of desperation. Lay people will think कि आप चोरी करने गए हो सैफ अली खान के घर में, आप चाकू से ज्यादा कुछ तो लेके जाओगे. Lay people. Maybe we are wrong, but I don't know, ma'am. What do you?
उसे क्या पता था he was entering Saif Ali? He was is Saif Ali.
क्या मतलब? You mean he randomly entered a house? According to you, he randomly entered some house.
I have a feeling that he was desperate to burgle, to get access to money. And he entered a house which he thought is a rich man's house, where he also, I feel very strongly that he's not a first-time offender. These people feel intuitively where the security is low. they can feel it. So thinking that this is rich man's house where the security is low, let me try. And first he tries for some, asking for, say, some cash. Then when he's met with resistance, he attacks with a knife. But how do we know he had only one knife? See the bag behind him. He may have, and police is investigating, he may have more weapons also.
Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, Rajiv ji, I want to bring you in on Anish Gawande's argument on dog whistling politics. That when Nitish Rane makes this about Hindus and Muslims, opposition only cares about Khans, doesn't speak about, this is not a Hindu-Muslim issue. Yes, it's an illegal migration issue. Absolutely. It's not a domestic Hindu-Muslim issue. No, it's not a matter of an argument between Hindus and Muslims among Indians. ये तो आप मानेंगे ना, ये Hindu-Muslim issue कहाँ से हो गया? Go ahead, Rajiv ji. Can we unmute Rajiv ji?
Barkha ji, this is not a Hindu-Muslim issue. I do not agree with anyone. But one issue is there, ma'am. Right now, one of the spokesperson of one party is saying, there is a climate issue. So that means as really this is a climate issue. Pakistan and Bangladesh, after Nigeria, is the worst in producing kids. The whole world, I am saying, Nigeria is on number 1. And then Pakistan is on number 2. Now this really, as per one report, in 2030 to 2035, almost 40% of Bangladesh land will be submerged. That is the report. I don't know whether it is right or wrong. And they are producing and they are entering. So how to save? How to make our country safer? So don't do dog whistling. Don't abuse. He said, don't say that all Bangladeshis are criminals. We do not saying that all Bangladeshis are criminals. Even Sheikh Hasina ji is in India. We are not saying that. But a person who is entering into our country without valid documents is a criminal. And they come here to only do these kind of activities. In this country, if you make data in Delhi, all rape and murder, the heinous crime, you'll find their percentage. You go to Jammu, there is a place where Rohingyas are staying. Go and ask them. I am telling any person to stay nearby them. In Jammu, there is this area where 10,000, now there are 40,000. In 2012, these people came from Burma. Just one second. Madam, he has talked that don't do this. Don't talk about Bangladeshis. In my opinion, the first job to make our city safe, detect them. At least if we are not in a position to deport, at least put in a center so that they can be deported. At least we know how many Rohingyas are there in Jammu and Rajasthan.
My only question, I have nothing against your argument against.
Barkha ji, you did not allow me to complete. What I'm saying,
okay,
how to make, it's a very good debate. I am happy that we all should give our opinion. We should opine how to make our country safer. A country who first divided the country, killed 30-40 lakhs Hindus, and now both countries are with begging balls. What to do with us? Our people, our forefathers have done harder, worked harder. So first you divide, first you cut my hand, and then if I am able to eat, you come and put.
But the same, sir, the same Bangladesh. I only want to say one thing. The same Bangladesh under a different leader was considered one of our closest strategic allies. Same Bangladesh with the same illegal migration.
I'll tell you, ma'am. Barkha ji, ally, they were ally, but their ideology is like that. You understand? A Sarkar, government can come and go. What is happening? In 1971, let's not debate, but 1971, Sheikh Mujib became Prime Minister. 75, his whole family members were killed. They are like that. What to do with that? You tell me, Sheikh Mujib was father of the Bangladesh, except these two sisters who were not in Bangladesh. They killed everybody. Then Ziaul Haq was also killed by everybody. What I'm saying, they have some kind of understanding, ma'am. What I'm trying to say.
That I don't, okay. Let Anish respond on this issue. Let Anish respond.
Barkha ji, only one line. Let them enjoy their life in Bangladesh and Pakistan. India and we all should be united.
Correct. My point is exactly that. I don't.
No, you are not, madam. The moment we filed a petition,
I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you.
Listen to me. People like him, my friend who was talking before me, I filed a petition in which I represented one of the clients before Honorable Supreme Court of India. At least 20 people came and said, no, don't deport these Rohingyas. Place is not safe. Let them go to hell. What we do with that? Why
I
they are
was
in our
only,
country?
I think the more
In
important point,
Supreme Court,
Rajiv
it was
ji,
stopped.
I think the more important point is how we treat our fellow citizens. All I am trying to say here is not make a case for anyone who has entered India illegally, but to say that this doesn't have to be a fight among Indians along religious lines. दो अलग चीज़
No,
ये हैं.
that I agree with you, ma'am.
That's all.
This is not
That's
a
the
Hindu
important
Muslim
point. Now,
I
Anish,
agree
quick
with you.
response and then final. Okay, then final comments after that. Anish, quick response. Anish, please unmute yourself. Anish, please unmute yourself. Yeah.
No. Again, this is my continuous point that the government behaves like the opposition. I agree with you, Rajiv ji. But you've been in power for 10 years. Why are those 10,000 Rohingyas still there? Even if you want to go to the Supreme Court, this government has been very good at overruling the Supreme Court when it wants to. The government is all talk, no action. They have not been able to do anything for Kashmiri Pandit refugees in Jammu. They have not been able to do anything about Bangladeshis. The only thing they can do is hold press conferences and say, we must remove all of these Bangladeshis. Remove? Secure your border? You're sitting in the central government, your home ministry is under you. If you can't do that, then you cannot come and say, this is what we think we should do. Arey Baba, you're in the government. This is what you
Okay,
should be doing.
Rajiv ji, Miran and Dilip are waiting, so no more hogging by the politicians. If you want one line, I'll allow you one line, sir.
Only one line. Now what
Yes.
they are saying, they should remember one thing. They used to call always कि BJP is saying Article 370 हटाएंगे, हटाते नहीं है. जब हमने हटाया तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट की तरफ दौड़ के चले गए. उन्होंने कहा कि मंदिर वही बनाएंगे, तारीख नहीं बताएंगे. फिर राम मंदिर बन गया. आपसे मैं कह रहा हूं आपके शो पे, I am telling you, all these people will face the heat very soon. Mark my word. Barkha ji, you can record this. The way we constructed every Bangladesh, it is job of not only police force and our agencies. It is job of Rajiv Pandey not to employ them. It is job of Barkha ji to discuss this, that how these Bangladeshis, Rohingyas and all illegal infiltrators should be thrown out of the country. She should do more shows on that. That will help. Finally, when millions of people united to construct a Ram temple or abrogation of Article 370, government was forced to do that. Thank you.
Okay, let's get final comments from Miran and Dilip. Miran, I'll start with you. I know you want the police to be kept out of the politics. If you were the Mumbai police investigating this case, what would you be closely looking at now?
So two things. We have good eyewitnesses. I would record their statements and also take them for what we call test identification parade, where they will identify the accused or they don't identify. That will fix one major portion of investigation. And secondly, I would look forward to an expeditious forensic report of the blood, of if any hair is found, of the fingerprints. So forensic report and the statement of eyewitnesses read with test identification would strengthen my case. But I would like to flag an issue that not only is it Mumbai police which has vacancies, forensic labs of Mumbai also lack both human resources and equipment. If we can ensure that we get expeditious scientific reports, these cases can be charge sheeted and also convicted promptly.
Good point. Dilip, closing comment?
I would say that the main thing is that rather than waste our time worrying about Rohingyas and Bangladesh, solve the crime, name the criminal, identify who the person is, and make Mumbai safer than it is at the moment. In addition, I would say that make the police also better equipped, better fill up the gaps so that there's enough people. And in any case, as far as illegal migrants are concerned, we should at this point of time, a few days after Trump's being sworn in, we should also be waiting to welcome back those who have fled from India and have entered America illegally.
Rajiv wanted to respond to you. And in fact, on that point, Mr. Jaishankar in America said that has come up in talks. Bloomberg reports that India is getting ready to repatriate 18,000 Indians who may have entered illegally, but there could be hundreds of thousands more.
Many more.
Yes. Rajiv ji?
Barkha ji, I agree that number of police force and surveillance should increase. But I want to give you one data that in this war, in Gaza war, more than around 25,000 terrorists were killed and 50,000 terrorists have joined Hamas. So to safeguard our things, first, policing is one thing, but from where it is coming, that you will have to nip into bud. I am saying that just catching few criminals and convicting them will not solve. It is not going to solve that we arrest all criminals in Mumbai and next day there will be no new criminal.
No, these are two different issues, na Rajiv ji. One is policing, internal security. One is external security. The borders need a different response, and the internal security is the job of the police.
It's a job of the politicians who are helping them to
Also.
Aadhaar card. These are the parties in this country. This is not the debate. You should do political debate on this point. There are certain parties in Bihar, West Bengal, Tripura. Their main job is to import voters. Some parties importing leaders, some parties importing votors. So, Barkha ji, whatever we discuss,
as you have suggested, that needs a separate show.
we'll take
How
action.
to tackle
We'll take action. Mark
how
my word,
to
Barkha ji.
tackle the question of. Sorry, Rajiv ji, I can't hear you. Rajiv ji, unmute yourself. I couldn't hear your last sentence.
What I am saying, Barkha ji, BJP government have decided in every state, people are now, police forces have started identifying in Uttar Pradesh to Maharashtra. These people will face the heat. Border will be secured. Like, we have a porous border there. These Pakistani come from Nepal and in my areas, in Bihar border.
Okay.
Because their
Okay.
job is, they have decided to create problem across the globe, not only in India.
All I'm saying is that we need a separate conversation on how to deal with the challenges of illegal migration into India. This is a hot potato topic around the world, as the Trump presidency has just flagged, even in Europe, where actually illegal migrants attempting an illegal entry just drown. They
But
drown
only
in the
one
waters.
set of people.
Hanji?
Only one set of people. They are doing this. Only one set of people from Syria.
हमारे यहाँ से भी जाते हैं सर, हमारे यहाँ से भी जाते हैं, हमारे यहाँ से भी जाते हैं,
हम ले लेंगे.
हमारे यहाँ से भी.
हमारे यहाँ आ जाए. 18,000 लोग आ
अच्छा.
जाए. No problem.
Okay, all right. Like I said, another day, another subject for that. We leave it there. Thank you, Rajiv Pandey, Anish Gawande, Dilip Cherry, and Miran Bonvarkar. The Saif Ali Khan stabbing, as they say, getting curiouser and curiouser in so many ways. We look forward to the end of this investigation. But as Ms. Bonvarkar said, the police must be allowed to do its job without politicians and media breathing down their necks. Thank you so much, and see you soon. It's great to see you here. Thank you for watching our work. If you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to click the bell icon and subscribe to Mojo Story and support independent, robust journalism.